Hello and welcome. Interesting fact, the worship gene is a gene in our makeup that they have discovered is what determines our spirituality and what we worship, or if we worship. Like, it can turn on and off. You know, in epigenetics, it's the study where we learn that sometimes it's not just our nature, but it's how we've been nurtured. And there's this interesting gene that's fucking with me because I don't worship anything. First of all, gods, religion, all that kind of stuff, I don't do that. But I certainly connect, and I'm a channel. And I intuitively have a highway, if you will, where I travel and I understand and I see and I experience. And I've been getting a lot of messages about religious stuff lately, or spiritual stuff in the form of text or what we've been told, right? And it's very, very, very important right now to be in charge of your vessel. It is not safe to be bound or binded to something else. And the fortress, so I pulled these two cards right before I turned this on. Love is enough, build a fortress around your heart. Love is enough. If I worship anything, that's what I worship, love. Whatever that force of energy is that very much so exists, at least for my genetics, it's real. And that's what we have to focus on right now, because everything wants us terrified. Everything wants us to be in this petrified, frantic, anxiety-driven state, because of what I see coming is, I see this moment in time where we're going to be like so amped up on adrenaline and dopamine and all these hormonal imbalances to the point where we're like paranoid and hysteric. And when the reveal of something more happens, we're going to, it's almost like we're going to naturally fall to its feet because it's greater than us. And I don't know the whole story. This channel is going to be going for a while. Okay. So we're going to have to dig as to what that means, but it's coming, whether you like it or not. That's what I do know. What's it? I'm telling you, there's this reveal. There's going to be some sort of oh, we can't do that again. If that comes out again, fine, but we ain't going there again. But there is some sort of end of what has been and beginning of what is to become. And activating your psychic abilities and understanding your intuition and how to navigate the frequency is so freaking critical. So understanding your worship gene. Is it on? Is it off? Do you worship this? Do you worship that? You know, that kind of stuff is where we are. Hedonistic, self-indulgent, sensually engaged in the pursuit of pleasure. Because this is actually what I see prominently in society, is we're just these physical beings like that only want to be in our flesh and the pleasure of the body. And my friend, before I knew how to do what I'm doing right now, I used to have one, like somewhere in the journey, it was made known to me. I would have these dreams when I was becoming free, that there were so many entities that were like basically having sex with me in the astral plane in their own kind of ways, however they want to do it. Because this temple, this body, can be housed by many things. Whether that's you smoking cigarettes or addicted to a food, or even gossip, or anything. You can literally put anything in this body and it becomes it. You can eat a whole bunch of vegetables and become, whatever. You can eat a whole bunch of meat and then you're going to become very barbaric-like. There's a very, very real adaptation. Now let me explain this dream though, because I would have these dreams. These beings would have access to my vessel because I was so open. I was so unaware. I was so asleep that they could just come and mess with my body, but in the spiritual body place. Because it's like a video game where you can just die. You can just there's no, you can do, it's like every day is another Lady of the Night. That's why those things came out. Oof. I gotta pull this wants to talk. And you see how Anunnaki's sitting on top. That's an alien race. These beings, every night we go to sleep and then we enter the dream state. We go into the astral world and then they have free reign. We all do. We can fly, we can swim, we can be a mermaid, or we can be prey because we're vibrationally in the state of fear. And if you're vibrationally in the state of fear, your body, your vessel is open to all interaction. You invite energy into you at that point because you're out of your body. You're literally floating in the astral plane, okay? And the Anunnaki is on top. I don't want to talk about them right now. People don't rebel against what they don't know exists. David Icke. Because if you knew, look, it's been designed. Sorry, this is like a farm. Reality, Earth, this is it's been hidden from us. And gratefully, whoever's working behind the scenes to help us understand this, we've been under this parachute, this blanket of dense ass denial of reality being some weird physical plane of existence only. And that's a lie. That's a lie. I love how New York and the Tower of Babel just fell out like that. But I don't know if that's what wanted to come out. So let's just go down the ride. We're just gonna ride this roller coaster for a second. And if you're here, you're cool. If you're not, whatever. All right, let's go. Population. Factory farm. Okay. You see all these people? How many of us are here now? 9 billion. All these people being farmed. We are being farmed. I don't know how else to say it, but we're just going to keep unraveling it. In order for it to affect you, you have to be in that frequency band, because your energy, your frequency, and your vibration, there's something so special about this creation we call human, this human being, right? That all these entities and all these different dimensions, they really, really enjoy us. We are their pleasure. We are their entertainment. We are their sex toys, okay? They freaking love us for whatever reason. And gosh, why is the God gene here? Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes. If you've never seen that movie, Planet of the Apes. Because that's what we are. We are Homo sapien. They took apes DNA and they took alien DNA and they put it together and they made human beings. That's why we don't make sense on this planet. It's weird. It's like, how come you don't make sense in the ecosystem? Because they made us in a lab, and it's a great, brilliant creation that all these entities now either use for not great things. Some seem to love us. I don't know. I'm questioning everybody. I got trust issues, okay? So all of you, I question you all, but there is some force that's helping me. So whoever you are, which I did see, I had a little vision of like grasshopper looking people, like alien grasshopper people. So whatever, we're not gonna go there right now. But Planet of the Apes, I remember watching that as a child, and I would sit there and I would go, my God, like, it's almost like a memory I had. Because it is. It has to be. There's no way we just imagine all this stuff and it's not from somewhere. Like we don't just invent things. The concepts in some way, shape, or form resonate. And I remember seeing that movie and almost thinking like, man, this makes a lot of sense. Like it's very realistic. And I can totally see if we were like, before we became this and we were that, there must have been a time before they got it to us, before they got it right, where things were like that. And then they put in this worship gene, maybe, but we went from that type of a species, these ape-like creatures with very minimal intelligence, and they were like, well, we need them to be more obedient. We need them to be more this or whatever. So they got creative. But something about the frequency of love here is almost like opposing that energy. It's almost like we have free will. What am I trying to say there? Practicing people as they are, not as you want them to be. Because I'm seeing Cain and Abel, right? There's that concept of like good brother, bad brother, or good and evil. And some of us enjoy the evil, and some of us really are okay with that signature, that frequency, because you can only exist in the frequency that you know, it's just business. It was underneath that. There's no way that we have a hierarchy in this three-dimensional space, the presidency stuff, the government. There's no way we have that. And that doesn't exist outside of this dimension. That's the only thing that makes sense is it continues. It's a mirror in some way, a replica. And we're like mimicking, playing, and they probably look at it like, haha, it's so funny, you humans. Censorship. Keanu Reeves comes out so much because that is what to be the one to separate yourself, to see a whole bunch of people going around doing the same stuff. Now I'm seeing like a little monkey show. You know how the monkey like put on a show for you. They love that. Oh my gosh. That's why I get so angry about when I see young people exposing themselves to things when they're unaware, because that's obviously like candy, like enticing them to the ice cream truck. That's how it used to be in the 70s or whatever. That's how it used to be back in the day. But now it's in the technology. So now they're using it on the phones and stuff, and they're pulling children in and using that essence through that technology. They're feeding. Y'all think I'm playing? Call me crazy, I don't care. Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah. Why is Sodom and Gomorrah here? These are big concepts, guys. Know the difference. Yeah, know the difference. because Sodom and Gomorrah really represents, that's why when in the beginning, when I didn't want to take Vegas, Las Vegas and Lady of the Night came out, and I talked about that in the last reading, because there's a lot of sexual pleasure energy, which is that hedonist, self-indulgent, sensual, engaged in the pursuit of pleasure energy. When you're so in your flesh suit and in your root chakra, like, know the difference. There is a true need. If you want to escape and not be, if you want to make it, because I'm not talking to, I don't think I'm talking to regular people or NPCs or whatever you want to call these people out here. There's a vibrational match energy that I'm picking up on that is interested in their spiritual body and understanding themselves in a way where you don't want to be owned or trapped or bound or binded by any sort of magical, limited, systematic thing. You want this you want to transcend past the matrix. That's why the worship gene kind of came out in the beginning there, because you're trying to turn off your worship gene. You're trying to stop worshiping chocolate or video games or coffee or whatever your bad habits are. I don't know. There's so many. Pick one. Pick 10. You're trying to shed your suit. You're trying to shed your spaceship of these bad habits. And I see this need to purify and cleanse, because the vibrational match of love, if you're trying to get on the spaceship of love frequency, it's going to require you to not, you can't bring along your demons and shit, okay? You can't bring along your vices and the things that bind you to 3D. They're not going to let you on the spaceship. 1717. Prince. Yeah, he wasn't playing. That's the separation that's required. You see how he represents, like, he's out, first of all, iconic, playing all these instruments. He's hella different, separate from the mainstream, right? He never fell, or obviously he got tricked a little bit, but he always wanted to be separated from that trap place, whatever. Like the place where we go if we want to be like everybody else. And instead he did something so different. Like that's the energy required of us, is to say, no, flesh, I'm going to deny you. I'm not an animal anymore. I'm not Planet of the Apes. I'm not trying to be, that's not the vibration that I match with. And it's not to say apes are bad. It's just, you know, if you want to, it's like some of us want to get out of here. I heard Orion. I don't know what that means. I don't know anything about Orion. No one works harder to silence you than someone who fears what you will reveal. Exactly. The truth. Know why you started and don't get carried away. Censorship. So this is quite a big message. I'm gonna dial it back a little bit because I am getting carried away. But this is real life. Like, we can be uncomfortable. It's not about always being comfortable. We've got to stretch our imaginations a little bit, because there's a lot going on. Mob mentality. Sorry, my dog's having an issue. She has stomach issues. Mob mentality. I bet the mob's coming for me if this ever gets out. Seventh house, partnerships and marriage, shadow self, alter ego, rivals, mediators, counselors, lawyers, lawsuits, contracts, negotiations, what you seek in partnerships, and your spouse. Seventh house, what about the seventh house? Mob mentality, facts. It's, so I'm seeing the system, like the matrix system. I'm seeing that, what was his name? The agents in the matrix, where they would come in and take over people so that they could get close to what they wanted. That's what's happening, is the mobs are forming against each of us to attack us individually, so we don't try to transcend past this, raise the vibration of past this, because a lot of the psychopaths and the powers, the controllers of this system would really enjoy continuing to have their way with us, okay? And they have to attack you, your partnership, your close relationships, because we are better and stronger in numbers. And that's why everyone's being attacked. Oh. Oof. We got Russia and Antarctica with wisdom. Well, that's still going big, guys. And they're giving me all these chills, of course, so they want me to like continue with this witch hunt. They're hiding something in Antarctica. I don't know what it is, but it has been in my brain obsessively for almost 10 years now. And do you want me to do that? Then it just becomes the big message. So, whatever. All right, I guess we're gonna do it. So, I have these notes on Antarctica. And there's a really interesting thing going on with us. I don't know if that's maybe where, okay, what about Antarctica? What about it? What about Antarctica? Oh shit. Shutter Island? Damn. Fudge. I'm sorry. Ugh. And local governments on top. So, alright. I just gotta say it. It's the truth. I'm sorry. I just gotta be a truth person. I gotta tell the truth. So, Shutter Island is a movie about a little island, a remote island, right? With mental patients. And in that movie, the main character, Leonardo DiCaprio, which is also an interesting figure to... So, in this movie, he doesn't realize he's a patient. The whole time he's playing pretend that he's the detective, but he's a mental patient. And that's what we're doing, guys. We're playing pretend. It's unsettling. It's real. It's uncomfortable. And 90% of the population is going to just accept the facade and continue to pretend to be the detective and work and go about it. But 10% of us are not playing. Like, when we woke up, we're not going to do it, you know? And understand they've been playing that. I don't know why are the physical humans involved? That's important. Because local governments, you know, came out. Why are they involved? Why is it portals, of course? Because they are, so I'm seeing the occult. I got it in my head. I'm seeing the North Pole. I'm seeing the occult. And I'm seeing how I don't know if they built something. They're doing something now. Oh my gosh. So I don't know what it's called, but there's some sort of machine, and it's going to allow for things to come in and out. We need to know this because it's becoming, you know, when Hollywood falls, the distraction of what they're doing isn't going to be as easy to hide. Okay? And it's uncomfortable, but we have to wake up. Okay? I'm not going to read through all those notes right now. I didn't even see the occult was under there, but it was. I was just feeling it. And the rituals was underneath that. Because that's what they're doing. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. Like, I feel really bad. Experiments and hormones flew out because they're experimenting on us. And if you want to break free, it's important to understand what vibrational frequency band you're in, because it's very easy to give your energy away and to be attacked and to be victim. I'm really creator. Oh gosh, adrenaline. Okay. We're gonna calm down on these cards for a second. Because while I think this is a very cool message, I also think it's getting a little bit stretched. I think the entities that are working through me right now think we're ready for this, and I think I'm not. I'm ready, but I'm just like, slow it down a little bit, you know? So can we, what do we need to know? Rebel. Go against. Say no. I'm seeing narcissist. I'm seeing fight back. Take back your power. The veil is thin now. It's easier. Technology is also helping if you're watching the right things. It's really important not to be in fear. It's really important not to be in your flesh. How do we get out of the flesh? I understand the vibrational stuff, like fasting. So I'm going to put all this back. Fasting. Oh, I saw Britney Spears, of course. I had my Britney Spears moments. Y'all ain't gonna give me no mo. And I saw Selena, because they be taking people out. Okay. Let's hit this one. This one's nice. Let's hit this one. Ego. Right? So because we're pretending, because we're putting on this ego front and acting everything out, they're saying that, like, unlearn. Breathe. Navigation. So they want us to really navigate. I'm saying like a shark. And to not be like a prey animal. Be more of a hunter mindset. Tap more into your predator. Alien versus predator. Interesting. Yeah, that Shutter Island and Antarctica stuff, guys. I'm sorry, but that's like, that's real. What do we want to know? What do we need to know? How do we not succumb to that? Of course, firework goes off when I say that. Firework in November. How do we not succumb to this torture? And I know the frequency stuff. So like the typical stuff you hear to raise your vibration, like do it. Okay, get in. Ooh, vulture. Look at that mofo. The garbage man. Cause I had a dream that someday I would just fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. Cause I had a dream that I just fly away, away, oh, oh. You know that song? I know if you don't, you sleeping on it. It is the best. Tones and I fly away. So they want us to rise above the circumstances that we are faced with every single day. Because like this vulture, yes, the vulture's purpose, and everybody has a purpose. We all have a purpose. But we have to activate it. It's not just innate. Some of us, it is. But a lot of people are sheep. And if you don't want to be sheep, you've got to elevate yourself. You've got to mutate. You've got to transform yourself. Because the vibrational energy that you're born into, traditionally, or because it's like a farm, because you're farmed, because we are farmed at first, you're pretty much prey, and then the vultures come and eat you. And at the same time, how do I want to say that? I don't know. I can't think of it. So, tell me I didn't do that. Look how. Okay, so we spot on. Okay, that's what I know. So the vulture, the guardian and purifier. See what I'm saying? Essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. Thank you, guys. That was beautiful. Okay. So seeing the beauty. Get out of the matrix. Panther came out in the last reading. Look at that animal, like this really dark energy as well. Really black, really fight back. Purification and misunderstood. Fight back. I always see the Black Panthers with that too, because it's like that self-defense, you know? Like, don't allow the oppressor to win, to have control over you. Yeah, snake. You snaky little bastard. And the peacock. Oh, so the reason I think the peacock, okay. So I'm getting a really interesting energy with this dragon. Oh, and the hyena under that. So we got the hyena. So I'm seeing these two creatures of like psychopaths over there. And then this energy is interesting. It's kind of showing me like the predators that are after us can't feed on us in the frequency band when we are vibrating purity, love, when we're shining, when our energy is in the light. There's something about raising your frequency high enough where they can't attach. I just keep hearing that song. 'Cause I had a dream that someday. Maybe we should read it. I sing it all the time, but like maybe I don't know all the words. Or if I, oh, nope, it's dead. Because I don't remember how to charge stuff. A lot of eyes piercing. You know, the world is really full of predators. Everything makes sense and there's this like ecosystem, but I feel like there's a lot, oh yeah, there's a lot of like, I just got an Amber Alert. Oh no, wasn't it? Kitty. I heard Amber Alert. Or I saw it. I saw it with my third eye. Yeah. Because right now, the only way that they can get to us is, it's like, because we're so hyped up on technology, they have to create some sort of division. Like, they have to now make what, because if you're supposed to vibrate at a frequency where your light is so bright where no one can like get you, they have to create something that makes you want to obtain that, but like the mirror, like the inversion of that. And I'm seeing TikTok, which is, I think, the worst thing in the world. It's like created to make us even more sick, especially of the mind. Because I'm seeing Shutter Island again. I'm seeing that like mental patient. They want us to be just like so sick, especially mentally. Especially mentally. Because if you're sick mentally, whoa, I got a lot backwards. I'm seeing my dream last night, and I feel like that's just because they really want to have access to us in our dreams. And when we discover that we can control our dreams and remember that we're not these apes that you can just fuck with. We have alien DNA too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just completely take over. Small child, naive, moldable, and impressionable. Yeah, they're like but to us, you're doesn't matter what they think. So we have to be strong and come together because, yeah, the forgotten, the lost, and the left behind. Because those that, if we can stand in numbers, we can fight. If we keep doing this individual stuff, separated and all that, we don't stand a chance. We have to be in numbers. We have the whole population, guys. We got 9 billion of us. But a lot of us are so asleep because we enjoy exactly the psychosis. We enjoy the psychosis. We enjoy the illusion that this is some physical world, that everything's physical all the time. It's just physical. Physical. No. It's metaphysical. It's multi-physical. It's ultra-physical. It's all of it, everything. Animal cruelty, neglect, control, abuse, and using animals. The system is so sick. We have to break it. We have to break it. We need to take it all down. We need to start from scratch. We need a new vision. We need to create a better place. We're not doing it right. Okay? We need a new drawing board. August. Gosh, everyone is hitting my phone right now, of course. Distractions. It's the jungle out there. We are in the jungle. They just lie. Welcome to the jungle. I don't know what they say. But because it is a jungle. And it's such a grieving process. It is. Because I'm seeing people that I love in the jungle that want to remain. I have many loved ones in the jungle that don't want to come out. I say many, but people that I care about, people that I love, and that I have, I want to connect with, but I can't because of what they're choosing to vibrate at, what they want to mingle in and be a part of and stuff. And it's really sad because I'm not going down like that. And it's really important to find your sovereignty, but then find your tribe, because it makes no sense to be out here on the I'm seeing the Sahara, the desert. No reason to be out here in the desert alone. Okay, there's predators all around. We have to be together. Too fast, need for speed. Use your brakes. Warning. Warning about what? Reality is stranger than fiction. Fear is a beacon of light for what you don't want to come find you. You know what I'm saying? Because we got these, like, everything out here is want to eat something. The dragon wants to eat. The hyena wants to eat. The vulture wants to eat. The panther wants to eat. The peacock wants to eat. But the difference about the peacock is the peacock ain't trying to eat none of y'all, okay? The peacock's trying to eat, what do peacocks eat? Seeds? That's the vibration I'm trying to be at. I want to eat seeds. I don't even want to eat the flesh. How about y'all can all have the flesh? You can eat the flesh. I'll be happy with my seeds. That's that energy. And sometimes there are no words. Because what I'm talking about is absolutely crazy. And they're squeezing even tighter. They give us all this freedom I said that because it's like, only so they create the illusion of freedom so that they can get us to work and keep going and keep making babies that they can eat off of energetically and maybe physically if they do get a hold of them. So that they can be in the pleasure and all that nasty shit that they want to do with us. And then we just don't see it. We just don't see it. But inside we see it because there's a veil that maybe is hiding it, right? But that veil is an illusion. Envy came out. New job. That's not what I wanted. What? Yeah, I'm not the reader for, oh my God, everything's perfect and your lover's next door. I hope you got a lover next door, but that's not what's important right now. We need to find love, frequency, and then find a lover that matches that frequency, because history is not pretty. History. How is anything real? Because in history, they just pretended. They just told us a little narrow version of what they wanted us to know. Okay, so we now have to adult and come out of the trance, the sleep they had us in, and decide to take authority over our lives and take sovereignty over our vessels. Because there are predators everywhere. They're not just after a few people, they're literally after everyone. Because I had a dream that someday I would just fly away, because grooming comes out, of course, like always. Because they're just grooming us to be factory workers, farm animals. Trust me, I have no desire to deliver bad news. But it's reality. There's a difference when the truth is just bad news, you know? Drink water. Hormone imbalance. Injustice. Exactly. Sorry. My legs itch. I miss you. We'll put that here. I got injustice, hormone imbalance, not thinking straight, dysregulation, reversed upside down, drink more water. On that note, I'm gonna sip my tea. All right. I miss you. Why does I miss you here? Oh. So I'm seeing a really interesting thing. I'm seeing like imaginary friends as a child. And the child's running around free and happy. Happy as can be. And the imaginary friends are interacting with the child, and the child knows that these beings exist just like everyone else exists, because everyone's 3D and there's 4D and there's all these Ds, and it's just cool. Everything exists, right? It's just a whole cool place to explore. And then the 3D world, the parents, the teachers and everyone start to limit that child into a space of basically limitation, where no, you don't see that. And some kids don't get told that, but a lot of kids get told, focus, pay attention. Like kids will be like in their own little world, and then all of a sudden a human says, look here, pay attention, focus, like straighten up. And the kid's just like, what the fuck do I do? You know? And I think that I know that is damaging us, because children are experiencing the whole world. You know, it's a whole flowing place. And I miss you came out, because your guides, your ancestors, those that love you beyond 3D miss you. They miss you when you believed, when you understood the monsters under the bed and the scary man in the closet and the dead people walking down the street and all the things you could see that they started to tell you you didn't see. So you limited, because you're a creator, you limited what you believed that you saw, and you just closed your mind and you said, okay, sure, whatever, because your parents or whoever said turn it off. And that's the shine they're asking you to activate again. And it takes a while to get back, because you now have convinced yourself. Because remember the mental patient, you're playing detective right now. You're playing detective. You're in this zone, right? You know, when you're a kid and you just play pretend and you're like, man, that's real. Because that's what we're doing. We've just limited, oh, everyone wants me to do this. Okay, I want to be accepted. So I'll limit myself to where they say, I'll fit in this box. I'll get in line. I'll be a good soldier. That's the frequency where they stole your essence, your energy. They stole your sight. Because we see millions of images every second, but our brain limits it to roughly 40 images because it's too much to compute, it's too much data, information to perceive. So what 40 images are you seeing? The papers, the pen, the cars, whatever's right in front of you, an animal, maybe you're looking at yourself in the mirror, which is ridiculous that we do that. You're just paying attention to like these simple things in front of you because that's what they've made us do in school. They were like, focus, sit here and do all this work like a crazy lunatic. Right, repeat, right, repeat, right, repeat, right, repeat. And then we become freaking insane. And then we get put into the asylum and we just walk around like zombies in this asylum like, oh, this is so fun, guys. I love this every day. It's so boring, but I hate it. But I want to fit in. So I'm going to fit in. No, friend. We need to bust out. We need to bust out. Because that's what I'm seeing is it's time to bust out. Belief. Tell me about, what are you trying to say with that? The belief, the power of belief. You are the most important project you will ever work on. Good, because that's what I was seeing. Like, I was like, belief. It was showing me like, Bridge. Okay. I was wondering about some of my past videos because a lot of times I tap into certain energies that I question. I'm like, what is this? Where's this coming from? It's coming from my belief. And if my belief is limiting, then I'm in that frequency. But then when I raise my vibration, I'm in another frequency. And if I want to get back to the place where I saw things, you know, like I remember being probably 8 years old, me and my sister, from what I remember, we both saw the same thing at the same time that people said wasn't there, you know, or whatever, things like that. And I know it is what it is. We don't even talk about it. There's a veil. There's stuff behind it that interacts with us. And we choose to tell. I don't know how many times I've told entities I do not want them to reveal themselves to me because of how much fear I feel. They're trying to interact with me behind the veil. And I'm like, eek! Because of course they always come at night when I'm in bed. But it's like, there's a veil. There's interaction, entity interaction. And it's how much I want to believe, how much I'm ready to believe, how much I'm open to, that kind of stuff. That is important to know what frequency you're in. I love this color too. It's like magenta. So it's like such a high frequency. So much going on, I'm sorry. It's such a high frequency they need us to get at, and it's very childlike. It's very flowing. It's very free. It's not like these adults. It's not like adults. It's not, because that's why creator's right here. Laws of the universe. Laws of the universe. Do you see them, girl? I think you see them. This has been intense. So my bad for taking a little break. This is heavy energy. I'm very grateful to have delivered it. But I don't know, what should we end with? They said breathing. breathing. You know, when we were little, I don't know why this is, but you know, we were little and we would breathe in our bellies. It was very natural. And then when we become adults, we start breathing in our chest. And then some of us are, probably most of us, and then we start breathing right here, just little shallow breaths. Like that we don't think about. Obviously, it's very unconscious. But it's like maybe when we were very conscious, we were really in our solar plexus, which is maybe why I'm wearing orange. And we like really remember to deeply breathe into our belly. And it's really critical to do that. Breathe deeply into our belly because that's where our center of creation is, where we become creators. And when that gets shut down, I could see why we don't really send a lot of flow through there, a lot of energy through there. And I know too many people that don't enjoy, you know, being barefoot outside, which is how we connect. But I think when you're little, when you're belly breathing, you're more than capable, free and happy to run around with your shoes off without questioning it. There's so many layers of deception to unravel and to peel back and to remember. Remember who you were before you were told who you shouldn't be or can't be. Before the world told me, you know, I can't hear my dog communicating to me or whatever. You know, like, why? Just because you said so, I can't? I think that's on you, friend. Like, fuck you. I just mean, like, I remember distinctively, and I still do. I still remember, or I still feel, and I also remember that always being there, that ability. It's not an ability, it's just like a language they tell us we don't have, because they really, really are grooming us to be psychotic. And the attack is on the child. It has to start when you're naive and moldable and impressionable. And then you become a teenager and you just forget it all. There's this threshold where you just let go. It's really about remembering your story, your history, your beginnings. And that song, Fly Away by Tones and I, it's like really this song about escaping, you know? Because I had a dream someday that I'd just fly away. Gosh, I wish I knew the song. I can hear it. I've been on my own for a minute. Is it only me out there? Searching for the place to believe in, to fit in, something like that. Is it me? Is it you? Is it fear? But I don't wanna be like them. Said I don't wanna be like them. That's part of the song. But it's basically like that feeling that you always knew. You had a dream and you knew, you felt it, and you just suppressed it, you turned it off, and you're playing detective. You're just playing detective. Like none of that's going on over there. My little Delulu bubble is, I'm safe in my little delusional bubble. Like that's what we're doing, and it's sickening. We need to get past. We need to get past it. So I hope that inspires you to do that. That's what I have. Thank you so much for watching.